Hi, I'm Dennis Rodkin. I write the Deal Estate column in Chicago Magazine, and this is DEQs, where I answer readers' real estate questions. Susan on the Northwest Side asks, we recently moved my mother from her home in New Jersey to an assisted living facility. She and my father had built the house in 1954, and she lived there ever since. We need to sell the house. It's a ranch house with no basement and a carport. I was approached by a builder who wants to buy the property, tear down the house, and build new. He says he'll pay cash. If the house is going to be torn down, do I have to take less for it? It seems too good to be true, this offer he's made. It would save me a lot of hassle because I live here in Chicago and wouldn't have to arrange to get a realtor to sell it. What do you think? Okay, Susan, I'm not the first person to tell you that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I don't know this builder, of course, but in today's world, it's probably best to assume that others have their own interests in mind, not yours. You don't have to take a lower price because it's going to be torn down. The house is worth what it's worth. The builder may be downpricing it because the only value he sees is in the land, but what about young buyers? They might be interested in the home as a starter because it's not so large, or they might be interested in its vintage. Remember, mid-century is hip in a lot of places now. So what I would do is ask a local agent in that town in New Jersey, how many houses like your parents' house have sold to end users recently, and how many have sold to builders? And by recently, I mean since the crash. Because you may find that young buyers value that house considerably. However, you might be interested in taking his offer because it's cash. Many sellers take cash because it's a quicker sale. You don't have to wait for a buyer to line up financing, which is a tentative question in this market, and you get your sale and you're done. That could be a reason to prefer his offer. But if you don't want to go that way, you can check in with real estate agents in the town that the house is in. There would be people who would be willing to get the house cleaned up, emptied out, prepared for the market without your being there. That, of course, would come at a fee, but when you figure in your time and airfare, it may be worth it. If you're going to do that, I'd look for an agent who focuses on estate sales. Yours is not exactly an estate sale. Your mother is still very much alive, but with the house empty, with people who've been living there for 58 years accumulating stuff, and with the fact that you live way out here, it does add up to being essentially an estate sale. Thanks for your question. Send me more at dennis@rodkin.com.